welcome to our third installment of our Yoderbilt greenhouse project. Here we are laying out some stones for a sidewalk, and I'll tell you in just a little bit about where we got those stones. But look at that site. We got everybody out working today. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's warm, and it's such a great time to have conversations with your children while they're working. I love this. It's such a good time to not only develop your relationship with moms and daughters and sons, and dads and daughters and sons, but brothers and sisters as well, and just some beautiful conversations and talk about the value of work. So about a year ago, we had an opportunity to work at an elderly lady's house. She had called and said she needed some landscaping help. And so as part of the project, there was a bunch of flat stones on our property, and she wanted them taken out, and she gave them to me. And so we brought them back to our property, and they just sat there for about a year and a half. And we didn't know what we were going to do with them, but once we got the greenhouse, we decided this was a great place to put them. And as you can see here in our Missouri soil, it's pretty rough and rocky. You have to start out with a mattock to scalp the ground and take the grass out, and then from there it's pretty much using a crowbar or a pry bar to get the rock out and get it leveled out. Here we've got some edging that we're putting in. This would be the first step of that project, and you can just see where we had to dig down about 4 to 6 inches and put this edging in. I think it's about a 4-inch edging. And you can see here when she drives this staple in just what happens to our soil. It starts to twist and turn, and you turn it one way and hit it, it goes the other. And you're guaranteed to find a rock every single time. But this material is pretty easy to work with. It comes in, like I said, about 4 inches, and it's rolled up. But if you lay it out in the sun, it kind of straightens it out a little bit and makes it a little bit easier to work with.
You're making a surprise? Oh, a pie. A mud pie?
Oh, the conversations we get to be a part of when we work with our kids. Everybody gets a chance to do something, whether you're using a tape measure, or you're swinging a hammer, or just moving dirt. Everybody gets an opportunity to feel like they've participated in the project, and it's so fun once it's done to see them take pride in what they've done, and they actually take better care of it once it's done too, because they know the hard work that went into it. And so once we got this edging done, we did it on both sides and took out about 4 inches of the dirt there and moved it to another part of our property that needed to fill some holes. And here we got a landscape fabric, and you can see Natalie down there helping the girls spread that out. And on top of that, we put crushed limestone. And where we live really close to a quarry, and it is a very cheap product. I think a ton of crushed limestone is about $7, but at our quarry you have a $10 minimum, so it's a little bit more than a ton of crushed limestone. But you can see that it provides a really nice flat base for the stones that are ultimately going to go in on top of that. And the kids love doing this part too. This is much easier than digging through that hard Missouri soil. And I think the kids were probably eating at this point. This was supper. You can see by the late shadows. And Natalie loves to work hard, as you can tell by her other videos. And this project was definitely worth it for her. And so here we are, just smoothing it out, putting the last touches on it before we start laying down our stones. And when we start putting the stones down, it's kind of like a puzzle. You just take a piece, and it's amazing how one piece will be the exact shape that you need for that particular area of the sidewalk. And it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of wiggling to get those rocks down into that crushed limestone base. And Lots of communicating between siblings on which one goes where. So the last couple of steps of this is we're adding some brown sand, and it colors the top of the crushed limestone and fills in the gaps, and the kids are just packing it in there, and we're brushing it down, and just it really changes the whole appearance. And you can see that this project, and the kids can see that this project is coming to an end, and everybody's excited, and they're starting to take a little bit more time and effort, because they know that this is really going to change the way the greenhouse looks. And so we are so excited that you've been able to be a part of this, and we look forward to continuing to share our journey with you on this process of getting a greenhouse on our property.